Hello, everyone. I wanted to welcome everyone to Gluebook January 2020 official. It's here. It's finally here. I wanted to go through some things that you can use for books. You probably have a ton of things that you can use already. You don't need to go out and get anything. This is one of those use up what you have, which really makes me happy because I have way too much stuff. So, another announcement just so that you all know in advance. I am planning a live stream on Sunday. That's January 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know how long I will stream, but I am planning on doing some work in a napkin journal. And that's just another kind of glue book. All right, so getting back to things that you can use for glue books, the structure themselves. You've seen this one. This is an altered book. This is an old algebra book that I have taken a few pages out of. And this is, oh, things are falling out. And this is just a random, I've already started it, a random glue book. Random. It's going to be my stress-free, just glue stuff in without thinking kind of book. It's just an old book. You can use any kind of book that you are no longer going to be using. Um, an old novel that maybe you didn't like very much that you don't plan on reading again. Anything that you have that's maybe falling apart, something like that. An old, what is this called? This is an engagement planner. So last year's planners. I did not use this very much. This would be great. You know, what else are you going to do with it? Glue stuff in. This one is a book. This is another altered book. It had some pictures in it, and I have just glued some things into the book. This one is almost finished. It will be finished this month, and I will do a flip through when it gets finished. But that's all it was. It's just a book. I did take a few of the pages out so I would have enough room for images and book text and that kind of thing. And then I just randomly glued some little bits and pieces on parts of the pages. I didn't cover all the page up. So that is a possibility as well. Any kind of book that you have that you do not want anymore is good for this. A composition book would be great. An old sketchbook. Maybe you bought a sketchbook to do something with, a spiral bound, something to art journal with, and you never did use it. Would be a great thing to use. Just another blank book that I started gluing some images in. And I will probably continue with this with just random stuff. This is a blank book. It's one of those blank books. I did thin out the pages because I planned on gluing stuff to front and back of each page, which fattens up each page quite a bit. So I have to take a few pages out to make room for all the stuff that I'm gluing in so that my spine doesn't break. But this is another one that just needs to be finished. A blank book of any type will work. All right, let me get these out of the way. Magazines you can use as journals. Those coloring books. You may have some coloring books that you may have started. You may have started doing something with, and just that you're never going to finish it. Why not just glue some images on some of the pages? If you're not going to use it for anything else, grab something like that. These two books are books specifically written made to work in, to glue things in, to draw in, to paint in, and all that kind of stuff. This one is called Collage This Journal by Eleanor Shakespeare. And it is very cool. It gives you some, things to write about, some prompts and things. I probably will just collage in this book. I will put the ISBN number for this in the description box below if you're interested in getting one of those for yourself. Another one that I have is called the Street Art Sketchbook. Color and Draw with Graffiti. Again, I will put the ISBN in the description box below. But this one, again, is just one of those that is meant to be graffitied, painted, collaged, just add a bunch of stuff. And I do plan on using this month. I am going to actually start it and get it going. So you'll be able to see what I start doing with this. It's really cool. It has pages that are started, so if you not sure exactly where to start with something, these kinds of books are really, really cool to have something to start with. You just have to add a little bit or a lot if you want to cover the entire page. There are others. These aren't the only ones. There are tons of other ones. Carrie Smith does Collage This Journal, Wreck This Journal, the Scavenger Hunt thing. I think she's called it. She's got quite a few books that she's written that you're supposed to do things in. Those books are great for this too. All right. I will put the ISBNs in the description below so that you can find them. ISBN is the identification number for every book there is. If you punch in Google in the number, the book will come up and you can find it. All right, so more options. Those junk journals that we put together, what do we do with them once we get them together? Start gluing images in them. This is one that I started last year, and I will continue working in that one. Junk journals are great for Gluebooks. Absolutely fantastic for Gluebooks. I like to use signatures, and so I have made quite a few signatures. This one is signatures that I've made from scrapbook paper. All it is scrapbook paper sewn together with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and then this one's my vintage. I can use some of that scrapbook paper to show through and just glue a little bit on top, or I can cover the entire page. I am covering the white space on the back of each page, and then maybe not quite covering the scrapbook paper so I can see it. So scrapbook paper is great. These signatures are made from the Art to Borrow from Stampington and Company. I took them out of the magazines. Again, I can leave some of the Art to Borrow behind some of the images, or I can cover the whole bit up. So those are great, and I like the thickness of those. They're a little bit, they're like cardstock. So those are signatures. And then this one is just copy paper. Copy paper cut in half, sewn together with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, so that I have blank pages just to work with. I like working in signatures because I'm not sure exactly how fat my signature is going to be. This way I can glue as much stuff in as I want to, and then when I get all my signatures done, I know how thick the book is going to be, and I can make a cover to put the signatures in. I don't have to worry about fighting with the other pages or the book cover or anything. I can just work on the signature and enjoy, relax with it, and then put it into a book after the fact. So this is one that I will be working on. Another thing that you can do is just use pieces of paper. If you're new to Gluebooks and you're not really sure what your style is, what kind you want to make, all that other stuff, just grab a piece of paper. This one's a little piece of cardstock. And I'm going to be putting my single pieces of paper in this cigar box when I get going on some of them. But if you're not sure exactly what you want to do, if you're going to like it, if it is for you, just try a couple pieces of paper and see what happens. See if you just like the gluing process. You might. You might just like the gluing process. So just a piece of paper just to try it out. And then, of course, we've got the specialty glue books. This one's one of the 3-tier books. I've got 2 or 3 3-tier books started that I hope to finish this month. This is just a glue book. I have just glued images, pieces of paper, different kinds of things, wrappers and bottle labels, stamps, pictures, photographs, all kinds of stickers, and just anything that looked vintage-like to me. Here's a piece of braille, cigar band. And so that's all it is. I just glued things onto these pages, which makes it a glue book. That's all it is. There's no paint involved. All it is gluing pieces of paper to the book. This one is the postage stamp glue book. It is a collection of postage stamps. The pages are envelopes. I don't know if you can see it. The pages are the envelopes that some of the stamps came in. They were sorted by country. So each envelope had all of England in it, or Australia, or whatever. And I thought that they were kind of cool aged envelopes, so I glued them shut and put them together in signatures. And then just glued the stamps to the envelope to make a glue book. That's all it is, just a glue book. This one is a meander book, and I am planning on showing how to do one like this with newspaper. You don't have to have magazine images. You can use other stuff. One of my glue books is anything but magazine images or travel brochure images. It's everything but those. So if you don't have magazines, you can still do glue books. You don't need anything fancy. I am sure you've got plenty of things to use that you already have and don't need to go and get anything. So this one is all newspaper. It's all newspaper. It's in my playlist somewhere. I think it's handmade books. I will show how to make a meander book. We're gonna do a newspaper meander book. Real easy, real fun to do. Those are really fun to do. So they don't even have to be a traditional book, you guys. Grab something, anything that you have. I hope you join me in the live stream on Sunday. Grab your book, grab some images, some stuff to glue, and just glue along with me. All right? It's going to be relaxing. It's going to be fun. It's just going to be a glue book party. We're all just going to be making glue books together and having some fun. Hope to see you on Sunday. I need to catch up with everyone. It's been a while. December was crazy for me, so I wasn't able to do a whole lot videos or a whole lot of streaming, or I wasn't able to do a whole lot of anything fun, really. Anything fun. So hope to see you, catch up with you. Gluebook January 2020 is here. Let's have some fun with it. Let's get some of these books finished. Thanks for watching.